Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So let's just go in and take a closer look. So this is the little part of the island. So you can see there's all the land there that I've got, and I've only just used one portion of it just to make this little game area. So all the assets you can see in here are from the Sandbox Marketplace, and the couple that aren't in the Sandbox Marketplace I actually own. I bought them. So this one here, I own it, and the dragon is from the Alpha Pass, and the Dragon Gate is from the Alpha Pass as well. The rest are all assets in the Sandbox Marketplace, so you can go ahead and use those as well if you want, and then you can upload the game. When you click this airplane icon here, your game will upload. You can go ahead and play this one as well. Let's just go and have a look at the game. The game is called Dragon's Wish, and the description says, have you got what it takes to help the alpha dragons? Now, you can only see one dragon on my screen, but there will be more. This is the first part of the game. So, the objective is, in this one, to help the dragon. And then once you've done that, he'll open the gate and let you out into the next part of the adventure. So we had to create some assets in VoxEdit, and we had to do a basic one and a compound one. A compound asset being a little bit more complex. So I've got my avatar that I'm currently going to use in this game as my complex asset. So let's just have a look around and see what we've done. So I'm just going to go into the hierarchy here and pull up the list. There it is now. I thought it wasn't going to work there. Pull up the list of items that I've put into the game. So it shows you every single thing here that's in your game. Alright, so you've got every concrete wall, every asset, every tree, it's all here. So what we're looking for is trigger points. And the trigger points that we use are the little numpad switches. So these little guys here, just going to click on one now. And let's click on the move tool. Okay, there it is. Okay, so under the ground here, I've got a switch. Okay, now let's have a look at what this switch is doing. Actually, I'm just going to pull up the other switches that are nearby. So I'll click on this one as well. And I think there's another one nearby. Okay, so we lift this one up. Right. So the first thing that you're going to do in the game, let's just hide this one, is speak to the dragon. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to use a switch in between, and then the switch of that behavior of that switch is that he's an asker. Okay, and you put in there your question, what you want the dragon to say, and then you have your answers A and B, and then the responses. So they're the answers you would click on, A or B. So once he asks his question, you get a choice to select answer A or B, and then answer A will be here, and this is assigned to answer A. So if we go to edit logic, you'll see it says answer A, and this will be, if we allow us to click on it, this will be, if you edit logic, this is answer B. Okay, as the message to send to this one here. Right, it's easy to set up switches like that to make a little conversation between yourself and the NPC. So I'm just going to hide them in the ground. That way they're not seen in the game. If it lets me select it. Okay, just hide that one in the ground as well. Right, and then the rest of the map here, let's just have a look around. And we can see that there's a little NPC over here. He's just looking after his stall. I might put a few more little things in here just to make it look a bit busier. And then we're going to go through this section here, and you just got this little guy having some target practice. You got a farmer here. Okay, the farmer is a simple person to talk to. Again, you just select your NPC that you want. You don't have to have any switches between this character on this based on this conversation. So he's a citizen. So he's got a radius where he detects you, and once he detects you, the text that will come up above his head will appear. All right, so he's easy to use. You just put him in as a speaker if you want, or an asker if you want him to ask questions. In this case, I just wanted him to have something to say. That's it. And then these two characters are having a conversation between themselves. So the logic on these ones are, this one is they're just civilians, okay? They've got no behaviour. And then what I've done here, again, is use these two little boxes. So if you have a look at the numpads, they're just hidden. Yeah, so if you unhide it, you can see that's just a numpad. So it's hidden above the head. Now, the way to look at these are that these are speech boxes. So the avatars aren't actually speaking to each other, but what's speaking to each other for a conversation are these boxes. So look at them like speech bubbles. So each one is a speech bubble, yeah? So every time you want to add to the conversation, you just add another speech bubble to each character and stack them on top of each other like this and hide them. And then they can have a conversation ongoing between themselves. And then you can trigger that as well with another numpad, which is hidden underneath as well. So for each conversation, you're going to need a numpad to disappear to carry on the conversation and so on. So let's look in the hierarchy again. Let's find those numpads. I think they're right down here. Right, so yeah, you can see one is hidden under the ground here. All right. So I'll just bring it up for a second. And we have it in our space. Just have a look at the logic. So what you want to do is die, and this is after it starts talking. So we're going to start a conversation here, and that's going to start the conversation from this one. He'll talk first, and then this one will talk second, based on the information that's put into each of their tags up here. So if you click on that little box and they've got their little text here and they're waiting for the message from this one, and then he's received the message start talk. So as soon as you approach this NPC, it will trigger this numpad to start the conversation here, and then it'll carry on here. Okay, so there's another numpad buried over here that will explode or die. So once the conversation starts, this speech bubble will then go to this one will start talking, this numpad will die, this one will say something, this conversation will continue to this one, and the numpad here will die, and so on. But in this instance, I've only stacked it once, so there's just one little conversation going on between them. It's just a nice and simple little feature that you can add to your game as well. Alright, so make sure they're hidden under the game, because when you start, if they're not down far enough, you'll see the little explosion coming out of the ground there. There's little smoke effects that will pop up when this thing dies. Alright, and then the same over here. So right in this corner, you might have missed it if we came in. You can see we've got little Billy over here. I think that's his name. Let's click on him. Oh, his name's Matthew. So we've got Matthew here, and he's just got an extra asset added above his head, so you can get the asset in the marketplace. If you go here, it's called a quest marker. I can use that and put it above his head, and then that'll give an indicator that something's here, an interaction point. So with Matthew, again, it's nothing really difficult. I've got him to trigger a quest. So the quest that he wants us to do is to go and collect some coins, right? So in order to do that, there's a couple of ways, but the easiest way is to go into the game rules up here and then you make your quest. And I've called this one pocket money because it's about getting Matthew's coins, his money. So in the quest itself, in the quest area, you go in here and you choose what you have to do. So collect 3 coins, and then you want it to unlock once you've triggered it, because it requires a message to trigger it, and the message is quest 1 or first quest or whatever name you want to put in there, and you'd have to just make sure that the message you're broadcasting back to it resembles whatever you put in here. Okay, so make sure it's exactly the same. And then once the quest is complete, then at the end the quest 1 ends, and then so on and so forth. You can carry on doing 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, or how many quests you want. Alright, and then you can add the quest and just continue on like that. So another thing that I've done as well is in the rules of the game, sorry, not in the rules, in the global parameters of the game, right? First of all, you can come in here and choose your own avatar. To do that, you just click on whatever avatar you own or you got from the marketplace in here. You can use it in here, but you probably won't be able to use it if you try and upload the game. So if you do use an avatar, I suggest just using your own if you've made one. It's quite easy to do. Just select one that you own. It's like this one I own. The one I've got selected I own as well. I've made. So yeah, choose the avatar you want, and then you can give it a name if you want. And then down here you can give it some stuff to be carrying. So if you wanted to carry a blade, you can come in here and choose a blade. You got the Alpha Sword here, and there's some generic ones that are in the Sandbox Marketplace you can add as well. Okay, so if you want blades. Then on his head, on my one, I've got some headset that I got. It's free in the marketplace. His arms have got nothing. Normally you can put a shield or some sort of armor. So I don't have anything. Anyway, so the camera you want to leave as normal. Sorry. Camera just leave as normal. Then the controller, you want to go to components. Now in here you can change a lot of things. So I have this set to respawn. So if I die by any means, I've set a respawn point. I'm just going to take a look at that in a minute. Okay, so I just changed that respawn point to -2. So that means that when you spawn, there's no delay. It's immediate. And so when you die, a message gets sent to the spawn point, which triggers it, and then you spawn. Okay. Now I've got damaging blocks in this game as well. So you can select some blocks that damage the player. And in here I've chosen, so if you click on it, you can choose any block that you want to be a damaging block. So if you want any black blocks or anything like that to be a block that damages the player, go ahead and choose one of those. And then you can choose the damage that it gives you. So if you put it on 100%, as soon as you touch it, you're dead. And then you'll respawn. If you want to put it on something like 3, it'll damage you a little bit, take like 3 of your health. So for this instance, I've put it on 5, and I'm going to leave it at that. Now, I'll just show you the spawn, where the spawn point works. Now, because I put all that spawn information in there, when you die, I'm hoping that the player will reach this point here. Okay. Right, when the player reaches this point right here, let's see if I can find it. There's a switch, there's a numpad switch. Let's see if I can get it to take us to it. Might be this one. Okay, there we go. Right, so I'll just pull it up for a second. Right, now you can see that there's a ghost one coming off of it. The reason that is because if you go in, click it, wait, let me just close this window. And I've set the behavior to this one as an asset spawner. So the person is me, I'm going to spawn up here. So the asset to spawn is a numpad switch, which is this one here. And the behavior is message broadcaster. So if you go into edit logic and we have a look at the global parameters at the same time, you can see now, I'm going to bring the mouse over here. So on the death event, you respawn to tag, right? And that tag is a.spawn. So the tag you've put in here is a.spawn, or you can put it as avatar spawn, or you can put it as player spawn, or whatever you want to put. And just make sure that the tag in the behavior here matches it, all right? And so the component is health. The message required is a.spawn, exactly the same here. See, the respawn tag is a.spawn, so the tag is a.spawn. Just make sure it matches, and then it'll work. So if I change this to like +5, +6, then it'll take you that time to spawn back into the game. But because this is set on -2, if I die, it's immediate spawn, and I'll spawn bang up onto this point here. So I'll demonstrate that in the game as well. Alright, so I'm just going to hide that underneath the ground again so it's not showing. And here's the coins that I've set up in order to collect for that kid. Alright, and another little tip I've put here as well, because the islands are kind of close together here, you can see, you can barely make out here, I've got glass blocks here. So you can get these in the marketplace, and it's just to stop the player from jumping up here and then taking a shortcut across to this island, essentially cheating, so you don't have to do the parkour area. Alright, so to prevent that, I'll put some glass in here. Alright, and then we carry on with the quest. So now, I've showed you how it was all set up. I'm just going to go in and play the actual game. Press tab. So we start here. Yeah, sometimes it starts you off the point here, which is a bit weird. Okay, so there's nothing going on here. I might just put some assets in there just to fill out the space. Right, so we go to the door's not going to open. Okay, the quest we've got set here, it's not even a quest, it's just a mission that's come up, is to help the dragon. So you go up, press E to interact with the dragon. His name is Gate Guardian, and he goes, "Hey, big ears." Then the dialogue continues. "My wing is damaged and I can't get my egg up there. Would you get it for me?" Obviously now if you want to get out, you're going to probably have to get the egg. Or if you tell him, "No, I've got stuff to do." If you tell him that, he says, "And I'm hungry." So you're busy, and then you can't have that conversation with him again. Alright? So one-time conversation. So if you wanted to, you would have to set that conversation up differently and have different answers, and have something else to, whether you want to go back and talk to him again. So I'm just going to restart. It has no effect on the game anyway. This, like, none of the missions that I've done involve bringing anything. So fair enough, you have to go and get the egg, but once you have the egg, then you can carry on with the mission without having to bring it back to him and drop it and then make him open the gate for you. So just for this demonstration, I've made it short. So anyway, it's just this conversation between me and the dragon. So I've agreed I'm going to go and get the egg for him. Alright, no, it's not a mission, no quest has started or anything like that. We're just going to carry on. So we go in here and we can see what's going on in here. So you got this guy, he's having a bit of target practice, and you got this little fella over in the corner here. So you go up to him, press E, and now you just started a quest. He's not going to speak to you, it's just instantly a quest. And the quest comes up and it says, "Pocket money, collect 3 coins." Now if you go here and speak to this guy, he says to you, "I heard one of them planks up there is a bit unstable." So you start looking, you can say, okay, there's a plank and it's moving, so we know we're going to have to watch out for that when we get up there. And then there's got a guy walking around over here doing nothing. He's just a little farmer. And then when we approach this one here, the conversation starts. You just saw the little smoke there, and again, that is when the conversation starts and ends. That's the numpad exploding. And I'm going to have to just bury them in the ground a little bit further. Let's just go and do that quickly. So you can see it's not really difficult to make a simple little game. So let's go in and just hide them numpads a bit more. It's not that one. It's that one. So just bury it a bit more in the ground. And again with that one. I think there's another one nearby. Yeah, just push it right down. And these ones can stay where they are because they don't explode. You just can't see them in the game because they're hidden. If you turn it on or off up here. Alright, so press tab again and go back and speak to them again. Okay, you started on the start point this time. Okay, you see the way the doors flipped open as we joined. There was a way to make it stay shut as the game begins, so I'll have to go and add that as well. So anyway, I walk up to this one. Never made it to the top of that tower. You don't see anything exploding anymore. And that's the conversation done. So we know now these blocks damage you. You can see I've just put a few in. If you walk on them, they damage you. So you've got to get to the top of this tower. But for the purpose of this video, I've put a little secret bit in here just to help me get up, because it is a little bit tricky. I'm not gonna lie. And so I'm just going to cheat for the purpose of this video by using this ladder. I will take this out before I publish it, so the ladder's not there anymore. And basically just make your way across the top here. And I'm going to die on purpose when I get up to this point, so I'll just show you what happens at that point. So you make your way across here. Again, you've got some of this hurty stuff, which is thorny ground, I guess. Oh, I've just fallen. Okay, then if you fall outside, I have come up with a plan, because you can't get back in. So if I die here now, what I've done, if you go around here, actually all of it should be, I have to change that, but on this side, you got that poison ivy stuff again, which will kill me. There's no way back into the castle area. Now, see, when I've died, I've come here. I've spawned up here where we put the little numpad. Alright, but while I'm up here anyway, saves me just doing that little bit of parkour there. That's where I died, over there. So you jump up here. Oh shit, I just fallen again. Never mind. So what I'm going to do is just kill myself. That's why it's good to have a spawn point, so for those rage quit moments, you know. But I try and make a game where it's, oh, no, I want to try it again, I want to try it again. So the next thing would be to get a timer. Right, so get your inventory and get your sword out that you just picked up. Press escape to go in. I've got to be careful, because if I press tab, I've done it loads of times. And then just wait for this platform to come. Just get on it quick. Get off it quick. Right, we tested out the spawn point, so we don't need it to work anymore. Don't need to prove anything there anymore. Oh, shoot. And again. Okay, let's go through it again. At least you're getting to see it in real time. If I had to use these bricks to get to the top, then we'd be here all day. So, right, let's do this again. And the tower is a little bit tricky to climb up. It's not impossible. I'm just not very good at it. Oh, for God's sake. Too eager, boys. Too eager. Right, let's try it again. Let's go in here. Get killed quicker. There's more of it. Let's just jump. Every time you jump, every time you act with it, it's does the damage. Right, we're back for the third time. Can he do it this time? Shall I go now or I'll wait for it? Just wait for it. You can probably stay on it though. I haven't tried that yet. Stay on it as it goes down. Okay, let's try not to die again. Oh, it's a bit laggy. No. Get my coin. At least get the coin. Oh, finally. Right, there's one more to deal with up there. Okay, let's do this. Come then, punk. I have to jump up there and get him. Gotta be careful. Don't want to die again. Come on. Die. Ouch. Oh, thank God for that. So, careful going to the edge. You don't want to fall off the edge right at the last second. And there's the egg. So we just walk up to it and take the egg. Once you've done that, you can see the gate opened. So you can drop down. Got the egg. You don't need to give it back to the dragon. The mission's complete. Out you go. I haven't ended any quest. Yeah, it's not going to say game victory or anything like that, because I want to continue on. So there's still a lot more space out here to enable the rabbit to continue his adventure. So this was just an introductory one to demonstrate what we learned in the game, in Sandbox Bootcamp, and to show how easy it is to set up a simple little game. And that is a whole level there. That level is now complete, and you can move on to the next area. You know, so you can make it as complex as you want, but obviously for a beginner area, it's good just to have like an introductory stage. So nice simple introduction. Make sure that the level's not too hard, that there's not too many parkour areas. That's not going to make people quit. You know, you want people, oh, I want to try that again. I just want to see what happens when I get to the end. Then that's the kind of game that we want to go for. So now you're going to want to see what the next mission is as well, because this one was kind of fun. So let's go out and see what the next area will have, and we're going to make it more difficult. Alright, but this time I'm going to try and use my own assets, get them approved, and then we can maybe submit this to the Sandbox Game Jam in the end. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've learned. The next video I might show you guys a few more little simple instructions, just so you can get used to the game maker itself and make your own interactions between players and NPCs and doors and all that kind of stuff. Okay, big shout out to Cyber Dragon for teaching us. I'm actually going to rename this dragon Cyber Dragon. And also a big shout out to Becky for teaching us during the boot camp. It's been awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Hope to see you all guys in the metaverse in the future. Take care. Have a great day. Goodbye. And if you haven't already, sign up to the Sandbox Discord. Check out the Sandbox Game Maker and the Vox Edit and get in, start creating your own games. See you in the metaverse. Take care, guys.